Saint Blaise, the hidden miracles and untold stories of the bishop, healer, and martyr. Saint Blaise is one of the most fascinating and mysterious figures in Christian history. Though many recognize him as the patron saint of throat ailments, few know the depth of his miraculous works, the untold stories of his life, and the incredible legacy he left behind. His name has been whispered through the centuries, attached to miracles so extraordinary that even skeptics found themselves questioning the nature of divine intervention. This is the story of Saint Blaise, a healer, a protector, and a martyr whose life was woven with supernatural events, hidden truths, and a faith so unshakable that it defied empires. Saint Blaise was born in the ancient city of Sebastia, modern-day Sivas, Turkey, in the late 3rd century. Unlike many other saints whose early years were chronicled in detail, much of Blaise's childhood remains a mystery. Some ancient texts suggest he came from a noble or wealthy family, which allowed him access to education, particularly in the sciences and medicine. Others believe he was born into a humble home, destined from the start to live a life of faith and sacrifice. One little-known legend tells of how, as a young man, Blaise was already demonstrating miraculous powers. A child, gravely ill with an unknown disease that baffled local physicians, was brought to Blaise. He laid his hands on the boy and prayed. To the astonishment of those present, the boy immediately recovered. This event marked the beginning of Blaise's journey as a healer, a gift that would define his entire life. Blaise initially trained as a physician, and his ability to heal was not only rooted in his knowledge of medicine, but also in his deep faith. He viewed healing as a divine act, believing that true restoration of the body could not occur without healing the soul. His reputation spread, and when the bishop of Sebastia passed away, the Christian community, still suffering under Roman persecution, looked to Blaise as their new leader. Though reluctant at first, he accepted, seeing it as God's will. As bishop, Blaise became known not just for his healing powers but for his compassion. He frequently visited the sick, the poor, and the persecuted, often performing miracles in secret to avoid Roman authorities. His presence alone was said to bring comfort, and stories of his ability to cure diseases spread beyond Sebastia to distant lands. The most famous miracle attributed to Saint Blaise involves a young boy who was choking on a fishbone. As the child gasped for air, his desperate mother rushed to Blaise pleading for divine intervention. Blaise prayed over the boy, made the sign of the cross over his throat, and instantly, the child was able to breathe again. This miracle led to the tradition of the blessing of throats on his feast day, February 3rd, where priests use crossed candles to bless the faithful and protect them from illnesses. But this is only one of many miraculous accounts. Lesser-known stories tell of the miracle of the wolf. A poor woman's pig had been stolen by a wolf. In tears, she sought out Blaise. He commanded the wolf to return the pig, and to the astonishment of onlookers, the wolf obediently led the pig back home unharmed. This event solidified his reputation as a protector not just of humans but also of animals, the hidden healer. During his time in hiding, it is said that wild animals would approach him, not to attack but to receive his blessing. In some accounts, sick and injured creatures would gather outside his cave, and one by one he would lay his hands upon them, curing them of ailments. The unseen army. When Roman soldiers came to arrest him, Blaise was deep in prayer. As they entered the forest, a mysterious fog descended upon them, confusing them so completely that they could not find their way. This allowed many of his followers to escape capture. Though Blaise was eventually found and arrested, this miraculous mist was seen as a sign that heaven itself intervened to protect him, if only temporarily. Under the reign of Emperor Licinius, Christianity was still a persecuted faith. Blaise's growing influence made him a target, and he was eventually captured by Roman authorities. He was tortured in ways that would have broken most men, yet he never renounced his faith. One of the most horrific tortures he endured was being scraped with iron combs, the same tools used for carding wool. These brutal instruments tore at his flesh, but Blaise continued to pray. Despite his suffering, he still performed miracles. One woman, whose only possession was a small loaf of bread, offered it to Blaise while he was in prison. Touched by her kindness, he blessed her, prophesying that she would never go hungry. Her jar of flour and oil never ran dry, providing for her family miraculously until the end of her life. Blaise was eventually beheaded, but even after his death, his miracles did not cease. Many who visited his grave reported being healed, and stories of his intercession spread across Europe and the Middle East. Saint Blaise's influence reached beyond his homeland. He became one of the 14 holy helpers, saints particularly venerated in medieval Europe for their powerful intercession. His relics were scattered across churches in France, Italy, and Germany. In Dubrovnik, Croatia, he was declared the city's patron saint after reportedly appearing in a vision, warning of an impending attack. His image is found in countless churches, and every year on his feast day, the blessing of throats continues to be one of the most observed Catholic traditions worldwide. But perhaps the most extraordinary part of his story is that, centuries later, his name is still invoked by those suffering from illnesses. His legacy is a reminder that faith can transcend suffering, that miracles are still possible, and that true healing, whether of the body or the soul, begins with belief. If you found this video inspiring, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring stories of faith, miracles, and divine mysteries to life. Thank you for watching.